welcome back to the Be Elite podcast,
where our athletes and special guests take a deep dive into all things fitness.
From debunking myths to the latest supplements on the market, we have got all bases covered. So if you don't want to miss out, follow along for the journey. Hit us up on Spotify, YouTube, all major podcast platforms. And if you're going to be anything, be elite.
Welcome back to the podcast. Today we are giving you insight into how not to murder your partner when they're on prep. So ladies, welcome.
Thanks.
I
Buzzing for
genuinely want to understand from your point of view, because me and Will obviously have a certain point of view and a reference point. So how is it living with somebody who puts a lot of time and effort into bodybuilding and looking a certain way for let's say a 16 to 20 week period, eh?
Do you know what? I'm going to go down the perspective of someone who's never competed. So obviously there's going to be an element of I can't relate. Like the level of dieting compared to just normal lifestyle dieting, that you can't compare. So like you literally, I mean, hats off to you, because if you hadn't have sat down and said to me, right, for the next 16 weeks, expect this. Like, he literally sat me down and was like, right, prepare for 16 weeks, basically, where you just will feel like I don't love you.
Shout out to lads out there. Communication is key.
And it's hard at first. Like, the first prep you did when we were together, I'm lucky that I had, like, friends who also had boyfriends who had also competed, because I was running to them like, is this normal? Like, he hasn't touched me, and God knows how long is this normal? Like, oh my God, is he going to break up with me after he's done prep? Because when you've never experienced it, you're two different people. There's prep Steve and normal Steve. Yeah. And I know that now, obviously, after 2 preps. But the first one, I was just like, oh my God. But you just crack on. You live in your own little bubble, to be fair.
Would you second that?
Yeah, definitely. I think for me,
you relate more.
It's a little bit different because I knew
what he's going through.
Yeah, I knew exactly what they were going through because I've been through it myself. So I kind of knew what I was going to be putting up with. But to be fair, you weren't.
I don't think I was that bad. I only did 8 weeks as well. So it wasn't like a 16-week grueling prep.
6 months.
The thing is with you as well, you're very routine, so I knew like what you were doing at what times, and I joined in as well.
And day to day, like before prep, we're routined anyway with the way we live.
A bit OCD, aren't we?
But yeah. And do you feel like that helped the dynamic?
Yeah, I mean, we were dieting for a holiday anyway. You were dieting as well. So we'd both go and do cardio in the morning.
Yeah.
Both structured meals every day kind of thing, structured days. We live very similar lives anyway, so that was fine. But obviously the prep side of things, and when you start getting quite depleted,
it was the last 2 weeks that I've struggled with because he didn't want to talk. The final 2 weeks, he didn't talk, and like I'd want to say something, but I didn't want to annoy you. So like you'd get all your pots out, and then you just go upstairs and do your own thing. So I'd come over to the kitchen side.
No, that is wrong. That is so.
Can I just
everything
say,
all over?
No way.
I didn't want to like with.
No way.
For the audio only listeners.
No, I need to clear the air here.
All right, go on, then.
This is serious accusations. The pot situation. That happened once in a 1 week period, like 6 weeks out, and I sat you down, and I remember saying, "Look, I'll start doing it." And every time I did that, every morning the pots were put away.
Oh dear!
Yeah, but there was just a week where it was like
1 week.
I'd tidy up after you. I think for God's sake.
Yeah, it was 1 week, and I realised my mistakes.
He did say sorry.
Yeah, accountability is key, man. Honestly, like you're looking, I'm a kitchen cleaner, so to speak. So like that's one of my jobs in the house. Is like I'm the kitchen guy. Like I make sure
the bin guy.
I'm the bin guy. Like we've
bin guy.
got some jobs.
I'm the part-time bin guy.
Very serious responsibilities that we need to take care of, regardless of prep, right? So I'm the kitchen guy. So luckily we didn't have any pots and pans palaver. So like the situation. Would you say like what Scarlett touched upon there with the 2 weeks of like nil pois from Will? What would you say?
2 weeks, you know. I've talked about a few months for me.
All right, chill out.
No, I mean, imagine going to Bali with your one true love, and you're there wanting to go to all these nice cafes and eating all the lovely food, because obviously it's cheap, it's nice, it's fresh, it's still healthy, and as a normal gym goer, that's totally normal, you can go and have food, whereas this guy over here was literally on 800 calories, and literally just living off chicken and veg, and I'd be like, oh, do you want to go to this cafe, and I'll be there eating my lovely meal, and he'll be there with his just black coffee, and it's just... traveling just doesn't hit the same when you're there like, oh my God, this food is so nice, but then you feel like an absolute asshole because they're starving out of their mind and you're like, oh my God, this food is so good. Like, it made me feel really bad, and I always would say to you, like, are you sure you don't mind? Like, if I eat this in front of you. But you were very good, like, it's my choice, which I know a lot of people don't have that mindset. A lot of people would go down the route of, oh my God, you're so inconsiderate.
I'm a bit weird with that, though.
Yeah, what's the situation with you two on that?
Well, regardless of what Scarlett would ever eat, the nicer food that I see, let's say she had something really nice, I'd quite like it that she's got something nice because it gets kind of like look at it and stuff. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why.
Can I just
just look.
Little.
She'd make like baked toast or something like really cool, and I'd be like, just give us a sniff.
Give us a sniff.
Let me look at it and I'll sniff it.
What you got there? Ooh.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, so you actually enjoy it, don't you?
But at the same time, like you're dieting as well, so it was like it wasn't bad. Like it wasn't like we're going away.
Was that ever a conversation you had to like clarify?
What in regards to what?
In regards to like the food situation, because like you said, you would ask me if it's okay, and I'd always say the same answer, but we would have that conversation anyway.
No, not really. Yeah. But like, let's say you had like a Halo Top ice cream or something on an evening. Obviously, I wasn't having that. But that wouldn't bother me. That would never bother me.
You'd always just tell me when you like, it's fine, do what you want.
Yeah, just do what you want.
I think that's very integral because, like you said, like a lot of people, obviously we're two examples where we will never push it onto the partner's responsibility. It's always our choice. A lot of people 100%. Out there, that people listening here go, oh yeah, do you know what? I've pulled my partner up on this food, that food when I'm dieting, and I think, oh, how dare you eat a pizza in front of me when I'm dieting? At the end of the day, it's your personal choice, and your partner is exclusive to that choice. You know, they can do what the fuck they want, in my opinion. Yeah. And that's why I've got that opinion with yourself. And though, obviously, even though you ask me, it's still every time like, well, yeah, because why should my decisions affect what you do? Irrespective of what you're actually trying to achieve.
And if there is anyone making the partner feel bad for eating whatever they want, it's selfish.
Yeah, that's
understand
bad.
Your
preference.
Bodybuilding is selfish as it is, but that's just a step too far.
Shouldn't happen.
Shouldn't be dragged into it at all.
Let's move on to the sexual side of things. Right? Talk to me, girls.
Banter.
Okay. How's it making you feel?
Do you know what? I get it because like I do understand it, so it doesn't bother me, and I know he still finds me attractive. Like I don't start to go in myself thinking, oh my God, he doesn't love me anymore. Like that doesn't bother me in the slightest.
What's that one? What do you like?
Like I said, like earlier on, like the first one was hard because like for you, it doesn't just naturally decrease. It was just like overnight. And it's like it's not just it's not just
a switch.
It's not just like there's no intimacy. It's the rest of it. You don't get any kisses. You don't get any hugs. You don't. It's you're literally. It's like just existing in the household.
It's coexisting.
And it's quite hard to flip from being a lovey-dovey honeymoon, la-da-da, amazing relationship to, you're right. Good day. See you later. Quite literally.
Yeah. Do you know it was funny? He stepped off stage on Sunday and instantly personality come back. We talked all the way home in the car. You were laughing with me, you were joking.
A bit of food.
And I said...
I haven't even eaten yet.
Bro, honestly, mate.
It just switched like that.
Honestly, it can be one meal.
And I said...
so bad.
He's like, I've got your back.
I had a protein bar and a coffee.
Magic.
I think the pressure went, though, instantly. So, like, you do
have, like, a little bit of pressure.
Honestly, half of it actually isn't the food side thing. It's the concentration of the mind on the task at hand.
That's it.
And that's actually what takes you away from the sexuality. Because as a man, right, when you put that much effort into a goal of getting shredded, you're not thinking about anything else. You're thinking about your steps. You're thinking about your food. You're thinking about your training. You're thinking about your sleep.
I think as well, your body's naturally trying to preserve as much energy
100%.
as possible.
It's a survivalist capsule, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think even if I hadn't have eaten anything after the show, it's like, well, I've done it now.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and your body kind of
like,
goes with your mind.
It's like, freedom kind of, Yeah,
because in the house we were just coexisting, weren't we? Like, I'd chat to you probably once, twice a day.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the only time we'd have conversations was we go and do cardio together, and every morning this was the one thing we've done. It sounds very weird to some people, but we will drive to a special fuel station
and get Monster.
Sit in the car for half an hour.
Yeah.
Every Monster,
every flavour, every colour.
And that'd be our special little thing throughout prep.
You know when you go into a petrol station,
you're not about the Spa. In Sheffield?
No,
but I know what you mean.
It's banging that, isn't it?
Bramall Lane,
UK, yeah. Bramall Lane Spa. Yeah. If you haven't gone, go.
The fridge is unbelievable at this one.
Yeah.
Like every drink.
3D as well?
Drinks.
Yeah, 3D.
Strawberry monsters.
The strawberry
from
monsters.
So it is like the spa in Bramall Lane?
Yeah.
It's basically the same.
It's the same setup,
Yeah.
But we'd go and do that, and that was like, that made me feel a bit better because I had that half an hour where he'd sit in the car and talk to me, and we'd have a drink together, and then we'd go home and crack on with our days and not great.
Because it's like, it got to a point where in Steve's prep, I've already told you guys this, but it literally like, bear in mind, I'm there living my best life, so excited about every day. You're waking up to sunshine, new day, new opportunities, and he's knocking on death's door. So that, like, I remember the amount of times you just go, "You're a bit too excitable for me today."
Well, that's how I felt. I had to dim down my personality a little bit because
it was
I coach at home. He comes in from doing a few PT clients, and I want to talk because I have not spoke to a soul all day. So I think just be careful of what you're saying. Like, just keep it down. And I could tell he was just looking at me like, just please.
Yeah, like the amount of times like there'll be one morning and Steve would just turn around and go, "Just don't talk to me today, okay?" I was like,
do you know what I think as well? It's something so simple, but again, it's communication with that.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to say that, and if you don't say that, it probably drags on throughout the day as well.
Yeah, you're probably better off saying that.
Just that one sentence.
I think as well though, like if we look at it on the scale of, so for example, mine was 8.5 weeks.
Yeah.
There was only really 2-3 weeks where I was like that, but because those 2-3 weeks are so like intense, like intensely bad, let's say, they stick big time, and I think they feel like they're dragging on a lot more.
Because you miss your partner, don't you? That's like I say.
well, that's
like,
what,
I'm not
it's
with
literally
him.
like two different people, isn't it? It's like,
It is.
And when, like I said, the first time, it was hard because I was just like, this isn't the same guy.
Yeah, it's
like,
weird. And you think,
is
are they going to come back?
Yeah, and that's exactly it. Like, you literally like, is there sex?
I was questioning myself though. I was like, am I going to come back?
Honestly,
you know what I mean? I was thinking, what is going
on?
Nah, you obviously know though.
On a level, let me tell you this now. I had it last year because obviously everything that happened with my dad and everything. I remember having a conversation with her in the back in November, early December. Well, I said to her, I was real with her. I was like, I feel like the last 3 months,
you've lost yourself.
I've lost myself.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I think that's the closest I've ever seen to having a breakdown.
I proper sat myself down and I was like, what the fuck has happened to me? And I put it down to the trauma of my dad dying, all this sort of stuff.
That would be a massive.
But that whole time of my life, that 3 month period after coming back from Bali and finishing my prep, I feel like I lost a bit of myself. And you'll probably be a little bit different because mine was like a long process. I felt like I was starting from April, but like naturally, that thought process will affect the dynamic of the relationship as well. You know,
100%. I think mine is definitely not being as extreme because it was such a short time frame, like, which was fine.
I couldn't do that again, you know.
But I was thinking, Jesus, right? How long is it going to take me to go back to normal?
Yeah, you were back instantly.
What I mean? But instantly, it was weird. Instantly, I was just back.
Just this time, though, isn't it? The last time was a little bit different.
Well, the last time you felt ill. And you were
Yeah,
bedbound for
God, that was
8
horrible
weeks.
for you, innit?
I remember that.
He literally just couldn't get out of bed. Just couldn't get out of bed.
this was
And I was
2022.
just little nurse Estee. And
What
that
was
was
the deal?
another situation.
Yeah, bedbound for like literally
because
4 straight weeks.
That was another situation because we just moved
Weird.
into a whole new house and I was having to do all the unpacking, everything sorting out on my own, like taking the bins out on my own. I was like, oh my God, what have I done? This is the worst. This is
Not
the
the fucking
worst.
bins.
This is the worst decision of my life. What have I done moving in with him? He's not going to help me around the house. It's a big house. Like, I went into fucking identity crisis because I was like, what have I done?
You really stepped into your masculine energy.
Yeah, and you're just a sloth. To have a shower and be knackered from having a shower.
Honestly, mate, I would love to have got my bloods done because like, I'd get out of bed.
If you had high eye, you had too much iron in your blood.
Yeah, I had to get not a vasectomy, a venesection.
Vasectomy.
Not a venesection where I basically took 400 millilitres of blood out of my system because my iron levels were through the roof, and that's what I think contributed to that. And and yeah, mate, like I think that's a lot of things that people don't take into account when
The post-show.
post-show. It's a continuation for probably a good couple of weeks at least.
Yeah, because that's a good point. Because you guys had it good. You know, you came back straight away. Steve didn't come back for a good few more weeks. And obviously for me, in my head, I'm like, yeah, I get kudos, I get kisses after the show, and then it's like,
It's nothing.
Yeah.
so it can go both ways. Like,
Yeah.
But I think as well, like, do you know what? yes, bodybuilding's an individual sport, especially when in prep, but it don't half help having a supportive partner who understands. Like that makes a lot of things that naturally just happen day to day a lot easier and a lot more simple.
Oh yeah, everyday tasks.
100%. Like you and I will appreciate the fact that, like, even the little things, like, I don't know, for example, when you are having a bit of a moment, in that moment, instead of having someone who like meets you in the middle and goes at you and being combative, just go take a chill pill, they just leave you alone, and that's sometimes what you need, just to be left alone. Like, it sounds so bad, but sometimes you just want to be left alone, and having a partner that understands the right time to just leave you alone can actually just prevent the whole situation from escalating 3, 4, 5 levels.
Yeah, my thing was like eating food. I loved eating food on my own in peace and quiet.
Yeah, I enjoyed that was my time. Yeah. Don't disturb me.
Because that was really good. But like I don't know whether you all like it, but like in the car I can't listen to music. I can't watch TV.
Yeah.
I can't do things like that.
Like anything that stimulates the brain. You just want dead space, quiet.
I just want quiet, or I just work.
You just go upstairs.
Just work. That's it. It's weird. I couldn't watch TV. Can't do anything. But every time I've prepped though, it's always been the same. Cannot do it. I could only listen to one certain podcast in the car. So like, even on evenings, like we just didn't really watch TV or anything like that.
I just entertain myself.
But yeah, I mean, it's fine. But at the same time, you understand it because you've competed and stuff like that.
Yeah, I didn't speak to anyone.
What's the because like, think about it now. What's the adjustment period like when, like, you know, when like you take your cleanse in the morning, you get like a massive spark of energy and you're a bit like active, yeah, and then like you get to like that afternoon crash. How is it like dealing with that? Because that's something that happens quite a lot. Do you guys notice it, or because it's something that I personally noticed a lot when I was prepping? Like, I'd be taking my cleanse, I'd do my fitness in the morning, and then it hit 1 o'clock, and then poof, just a wall hits me.
If that ever happened to you, you usually nap, wouldn't you?
Yeah, was that it?
I'd try and nap, but then you get to the point where you're like restless, don't you? Yeah. And you're really tired, but you just cannot sleep. Nah. There's no chance. But no, I probably just went really quiet. That's it.
You went quiet. But I was always working as well and busy, like, so I didn't actually sit there and watch him. Like,
obviously, helps. In our house, I'm on the top floor in my office. Yeah. You're on the bottom floor.
We've got 3 floors, haven't we?
So
that did help with us as well.
So we
you've got your own bathroom up there.
We just entertain ourselves with that, and we both, like, even if we weren't on prep, we'd both be working. Do you know what I mean? The only times where it's a little bit different is if
evenings.
I came into the kitchen for something, or if like we went in the evenings or in the mornings or whatever. That's the only thing that really changed, in a sense of it was just the day-to-day stuff when we were with each other, which was just a bit like suppressed.
Dead vibes.
It feels like a 50% relationship.
At the same time, like you're probably the same. You probably know that this is happening as well, and you feel a little bit bad.
You're acutely aware of it.
Yeah,
like there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it.
I did keep saying to you, like, I am sorry about it.
Yeah, he said sorry about 100 times.
but it's only 2 weeks left. That's what I can say. We've only got 2 weeks. Come on.
That saying must have come out of my mouth 1,000 times. It's only 6 weeks. It's only 4 weeks. It's only da-da-da. It's only da-da-da. And then you get there and you're like, bro, when she came to Prague with me, I was buzzing, mate. Like, obviously, everything with my dad happened.
Was that your last show?
Yeah.
Bro, that was like, and then I said, do you know what? I'm going to make a thing of it. We're going to stay in Prague. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And I feel like that goes a long way. It's almost like a thank you.
Yeah, well, we're going on holiday. We're going on holiday next Friday.
Yeah. And again, that's a thank you. It's like, right, cool. Now we've done the graft. It's time to enjoy life.
And we can, like, that is the most earned holiday we'll probably have
since
more
January,
earned holidays,
we've been so disciplined.
Yeah, this is going to be the most earned holiday ever.
Together.
And I think we'll appreciate it a lot more.
Yeah, I like that idea.
A lot more. Because you dieted. I was dieting for the holiday, and then obviously did a show, things like that. We'll have earned it, and we will appreciate it so much.
We'll appreciate.
So it will be good, and I think it'll make the holiday a lot better.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to ask Scarlett a question here. What's 3 tips that you would give, perhaps a girl in a new relationship finds out she's got a boyfriend bodybuilder, and he's saying, right, I'm going to be on prep, but he doesn't communicate. Like, what would you recommend?
Run.
Run and hide. Pick a dark room.
Speak to them and say, like,
what's to expect.
What is to expect? How are you going to be? If they don't know how they're going to be, because obviously it's in the future, whatever, they need to say, like, this would help me if you did this, or if this time of the day, leave me alone, or whatever. Set some boundaries and just understand. But also just remember to give them space and don't expect much from them.
Yeah.
Understand it's not going to be the same boyfriend you always have. That's a big one because it's not. It's like two different people.
I suppose you've got it lucky in the sense that I'm not like a seasoned bodybuilder. Do you know what I mean?
No, he's...
It's like one show and then that's it, we're going on holiday.
Yeah. I couldn't deal with being with
Because you're like a fucking 7-month prep job
But
guy.
this is the thing, bro, and this is honestly why I said to her, that's it now.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely, if I put her through all that again, well, I don't think we're together, mate, because it takes so much out of the whole thing. The dynamic, mate. It's like it's a team thing. It's a team effort, mate.
Life's too short, in my opinion.
There's way more to life.
Way more.
Yeah.
That's how we
But I
see
think
it.
for you, like, I don't think you'd have that mentality if your dad hadn't have passed away. I
Oh,
personally
mate,
feel like.
massively put the brakes on. Bro, the geezer died of fucking heart disease, liver disease, kidney failure. I looked at that and I was like,
Bodybuilding's not helping.
do you know
that,
what,
is
mate?
it?
I was like, mate, I had very much this mentality of, I want to live 35 years as a lion rather than 70 years as an elephant. Mate, I want to be the elephant now.
Yeah.
bro, give me that mundane, enjoy my life lifestyle, mate.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like, honestly.
You've got to live life to the max.
You've got
You just
one
never know, do
opportunity.
you? You just
Nah.
don't. And I think, like, I'm not slating bodybuilding here, but it does take up a lot of your
it's
life and a lot of time with your
sacrifice.
partner. So you've got to consider that and think about your other half as well.
And like, as well, what is the actual tangible benefit? It's a fucking plastic trophy, lads.
And if you want to go pro, great.
Do you know what I mean? It's a plastic trophy.
What do you gain from
It's
it?
a fucking cardboard with the letters IFBB on it, mate. For me, yeah, the juice ain't worth the squeeze on that one, brother. Like, I'm good, you know.
But yeah,
32 last
that's why
year.
I said I'd never want to be known as a bodybuilder. I've never done a season or anything like that. It's just the case of I've wanted
One-off
to do a show,
shows.
one-off show, things like that, and it's not like it doesn't do anything for me. That
And for you, it's more of an extension of your process already.
yeah, that's it. It's an extension. It's a challenge, and it's like realistically, it was 8.5 weeks, and it was good. Do you know what I mean? And it's like it was a slingshot. It was done.
I'm going to ask you guys the exact same question. What would you give the lads in that situation as, like, advice? Now, I want you to bring it back because you said to me the only reason why you communicated with me is because you had the other experiences where you hadn't. So, obviously, prevent other guys having that situation where they lose out on relationships because they've not done those steps kind of thing.
Well, this is my first ever prep with.
I'm 2 girls deep.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah, so one's ended badly and one's managed to be salvaged. and I've learned from the previous one. So like, I would say communication. Like, if it's somebody who doesn't understand what's about to happen, you as a lad can get to grips and understand what's about to happen and just communicate that with your partner. Because if you don't, you are leaving yourself a lot of uphill battles to climb and a lot of conversations when you have less energy, when you have less cognitive function, when you have less ability to articulate your words a certain way, because all you have to do is say the wrong thing at the wrong moment and girls will take it an inch, a further mile.
Because your
you know what I mean?
temper's a lot shorter.
Right,
as
100%.
well.
So like, have that conversation when you are full of beans, when you are cognitively functional to the 100% or as maximum as you can, and don't leave that to a point in time where you're having that conversation 12 weeks in and you can't be asked to have it because you're tired, and you'd rather them just that in that moment in time, instead of having that conversation, you need them to just step away and leave you alone. But that's not the right time to have the conversation. So that would be my number one thing: just communicate the eventualities. You know, especially for someone who hasn't got a clue about what's going to happen.
I'd say as well, plan for after.
Yeah, give them something to look forward to.
But yeah, no, but plan for
Thank
after
you.
because I mean, make sure you're with them still. But
That is the best tip we can give.
But plan-
Maintain the relationship.
yeah, maintain, but plan. I'd say potentially plan for after as well, just so there is something to look forward to.
Like
That's
dangling
really
the carrot,
helpful.
isn't it?
Get the
almost?
condoms ready.
Yeah, like we know we're going on
We've
holiday.
got
and it's
so much
like,
stuff planned now,
we've
and
got
that's
so much
really
stuff
helped me
planned. We've
push
got
through.
got a full pot
It
of
does.
things that we're doing. Do you know what I mean, for the whole year or whatever? And it's like
It's the light at the end of the tunnel.
it is,
Yeah, it
and
is.
it's like this just feels good now.
It's made us work hard, and now we've got
Yeah.
loads of stuff planned, so it's like
So
it's exciting.
I think that's one. I mean, I wouldn't know what to say to a first-time competitor with a.
But you know what? I almost
because they
feel
don't know what
like-
Because they don't know what they're doing
expect.
themselves. Because
Yeah.
you can't research this. These are experiences that you only understand when you go through them. You can't read it on a paper.
You've got
Yeah.
to learn, and everyone's is different.
Yeah,
That's
everyone's
it.
slightly different.
But just to quickly wrap it up though, like, yeah, we've spoken about the bad things, but at the same time, like, when you do come out the other end of the tunnel, you genuinely feel like nothing can break you apart because you've
Oh,
gone
solid.
through that you've gone through that, and like you almost just feel a little bit invincible, like a little power couple. Like,
it does make you stronger though, because if you can get through that with no intimacy, barely
no
any communication, but you can still get on and come out the other end stronger. It shows.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a feather to the cap, isn't it? It's like if you can put up with, because honestly, I'll say this: like intimacy is the cornerstone of any successful relationship, right? If you can get through a period of time without it from both sides, you're forced to interact in a different way, which then builds another dynamic to your relationship rather than it just being a sexually focused one, which is sometimes, especially for new relationships, can be the honeymoon phase that is clouding your particular perspective. So, yeah.
When you look back, it does seem like a very good thing. Do you get what I mean?
The long run,
for long, like when you look back and actually
like
to say
thing,
that you've done that and nothing's changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if not, it's got better.
It's got better. Yeah.
It's almost like a little spud moment, like jeez. Yeah. So that's what we would say in terms of that is the encapsulation of a relationship dynamic throughout a prep. So if there's anybody listening who might be going through this particular scenario right now, because it is competitive season, don't worry, listen to us. We know what we're talking about. We've been through it. We've done it, and we've come out the other side successfully. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode.
Instagrams, where do people find you?
So I'm at Scarlett LH. I always have to think about that.
I'm at will.matthias, MATTHIAS.
Bosh.
It's a hard one.
Steven Physique on all platforms.
And I'm at _AISTE_ST. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Thank you, AISTE.